This is Grayman Media content.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Devin.
We founded a media company to help promote local artists and goof off with our friends.
It's not always easy running all these shows, but we decided to add another to our list.
This is The Other Show. So what are you John knowing with Wolf Takes a Bite? It's going to be coming out here soon.
Yep. Well, so we're on season 3 of Wolf Takes a Bite. And it's one of my favorite shows to produce. Mostly because of the effort that goes forth into it.
I can understand that. Watching you guys set up cameras and lights all morning is kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, it took me and you like 5 seconds to set this up. It doesn't
Mostly you. I didn't do much for this one.
But it doesn't take long. There's a lot of effort that goes into what we do for Wolf Takes a Bite. There was a lot of extra assets, so we had to create a whole. The TV's off right now, but generally speaking, there's an entire video portion that goes behind on the TV,
which had to be created by you.
Yeah.
You were very upset for about 3 hours trying to make it because it kept not wanting to work the right way.
Yeah. Animation is difficult even for a very powerful PC like the one that we have. It's 3D rendering is just difficult no matter what you do. Very CP heavy, and there's nothing you can really do about that. Also, with this season, you know, there's script writing, there's research that needs to go into the episodes.
More research than normal because they have done research in the past.
Well, obviously,
but it's a lot heavier research now.
Also, generally, in the past, John had done the majority of the research, whereas this time I'm doing the majority of the research. It's also, this is a vodcast and a podcast for the entirety of the episode. For Wolf Takes a Bite, it is, you know, only the first half at most is a vodcast. And then the back half, where John's research really shines, that's completely for audio listeners only. So it's an exclusive to audio listeners. So having to stop midway so that we can stop film production, you know, to save memory, because memory is...
Memory's the one thing Devin wants to grow on trees.
Right. If I could have infinite of it. There's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we used to, you know, we'd be able to record 3 episodes back to back on a Sunday. We're very lucky to get 1 episode done.
It takes time. Eventually you'll get it.
Yeah, obviously, you know, we'll get much better at what we're doing, and I don't think much more equipment's going to be necessary. The cameras are great. We got the tripods. The lighting's the only thing that I think needs to be tweaked, and that's just a little bit. It's not.
There's also not much crazy you can do with the room we have. Just because there's not a lot of space to have like the big fancy ones that you can just like put way back there and just shine really bright.
Yeah,
it can make it difficult.
Well, and then the other thing is all the extra stuff that comes from Wolf Takes a Bite. So Wolf Takes a Bite is it's the only Grayman brand that is becoming a brand within itself, right? So there's a different strategy for marketing than there is. I mean, obviously when we market our gaming content, it's different from when we market any of our podcasts. But even marketing the Wolf Takes a Bite podcast is different than marketing the rest of the podcast.
Makes sense. They're all different things, and
yeah.
The Wolf Takes a Bite show is a lot different from anything else we do.
Yeah.
All the others are kind of, even this one's kind of similar to a couple others, like Down to Earth. It's similar, but not the same at the same time. But with Wolf Takes a Bite, it's an entirely different thing.
Yeah. And
it's its own entity.
We're in a very saturated market. I mean, podcasts, everybody and their mother has a podcast already. So that already in and of itself, we're kind of lost to, you know, the millions of podcasts. But then we're really in a class of podcasts that's like Wolf Takes a Bite is anyway. I mean, there's so much of it. There's so much of the topic that we're discussing. And so trying to strike that perfect balance between informative and also fun and lighthearted and funny.
So it comes a informational, like, comedy show, basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're getting.
Yeah, it is. Because, I mean, if you wanted to, we can't do the facts better than other people. We just can't.
There's also so many times people can hear for the same facts. Like, if they like the topic, like, such as vampires y'all have done in the past, I'm sure there's 101 million podcasts out there that have talked about that.
There have
But,
been.
like, the way you and Sean will joke with each other, people will come to listen for that, and then they'll also get funny bits of the actual information in there.
No, absolutely. And I took a lot of inspiration from Red Web, who have covered a lot of the topics that we've covered. And they I don't think they have the same dynamic that me and John have, but it's similar. Where Trevor is kind of being the John, and then Alfredo's kind of being the Devin. But it's a little bit more centered around the facts. But also at the same time, with this season, at least the first, half, it is a lot more in the facts. And I really wanted to, it's been hard. I mean, you've watched the process.
Yeah.
Of
it's painful to watch sometimes because just they want it all to be perfect immediately, but it takes a little time.
Well, I was
get everything.
I was talking about the writing.
Oh, the writing process. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing.
Yeah.
You want to talk about any episodes about it at all?
Yeah, I get there.
Or teasers?
Well, the thing is about the writing, right? Again, I can't do facts better than anybody else. And I can't be a better writer than everybody else. So what I'm trying to do is trying to build this story around the facts, and I hope it turns out well. I hope that the way that I write the scripts translate well to John, and John performs them well. I think that we, at least the first two episodes that are done and edited and ready to go, I think turned out great. And you can tell by episode 2, the Yeti, where we cover the Yeti. I think that's episode 2.
If not, it's like episode 3. We're close enough.
Or is it episode 1? What was episode 1? I can't remember.
I know what episode 1 was.
What was episode 1?
Pills.
Oh, the Lake City Quiet Pills, yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of information in that one. We really didn't get much time to kind of fool around. But in Yeti, there was a lot less structure to the script. It was more again, I built a narrative around a story about this one guy who had some anecdotal evidence from Bhutan, and kind of ran with that. And that was fun to write. But also you could tell that from the experience of going from Lake City Quiet Pills, where there's a lot of structure, and we're not used to that at all in the podcast. In fact, the majority of Wolf Takes a Bite has just been a drunken rambling of nonsense. But we're both sober now. At least he is for these episodes. I'm sober, but there's it's very different in general going into season 3 compared to the previous 2 seasons. So that, but it was nice to see in the edit of Yeti where it was a little more relaxed. Y'all
can take a deep breath a little bit more.
There was the comedy had come back. I think Lake City Quiet Pills is a great episode, and it's super interesting, the stuff that happens in that. But it wasn't.
So by the time, if you guys are already watching, well, you will be within, I think, a week or 2 from now. We'll give you math later. Devin can put that on the screen somewhere when we do the math. But after you get the math on that and you see it all, just keep watching until you get to the last episode of the season, and then tell us the difference you all see between Devin and John, between episode 1 and 30 or something. I don't know how many episodes they have in this season. There's a list somewhere.
There's going to be 20 episodes. We are still undecided about. There's one topic, and I won't spoil it just in case we decide not to do it. There's one topic that we think similar to season 2, where we did Freemason Week, which was a lot of fun for us. It was tiring, and I don't really ever want to talk about Freemasons ever again, but and John will tell you the same. But it was a lot of fun, and in general, the people who are listening, and I don't know all of them.
You know them all by name.
I don't.
You know, I wish I did know. When they're awake.
I wish I did know, but I know a few of them who actually listen, not just listen, but they actually listen, and they were receptive to Freemason Week. So we kind of want to do a similar thing for season 3, but it's still undecided.
About the topic? Oh, okay.
No, we know the topic. We're just
okay.
not 100%. What I mean is that there could be 20 to 27 episodes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then there's also, Wolf Tall Tales.
Is it going to be Freemason Week?
No.
Once every 3 months, we're going to have a Freemason Week, right? That's what I...
No. But then there's also Wolf Tall Tales, which was a nightmare. But it was a lot of fun. It was the closest thing I have to working like on a set. And boy, I wish we had some extra hands, but to be honest with you, there's not many more people we could have fit in that room. Between all the lighting, there was 4 cameras going, there was countless lights.
Jesus, just for that little corner? That sounds ridiculous.
It looks great.
I guess that's all that matters.
So worth the effort, but it was a lot. And fighting with John every like 2 scripts, like, hey, slow down. Read the words. He's like, it sounded good. It didn't. And you know what? We used the second take and it sounds much better. And also what's even worse, well, I know we're going over here, but we used 4 cameras. Only one of them was salvageable.
What happened to the other ones?
Well, one of them was connected to my laptop. When we were encoding in 4K, because we were doing the shoot all in 4K, OBS decided to corrupt every single file.
Jeez.
Yep. So camera 2 was down. Camera 3 was the GoPro. It just didn't work. It just did not work. It would start and stop recording at random intervals, and there was no rhyme or reason as to why. I've yet to pour over the footage. It's not usable, though. I know for a fact it's not.
Dang.
Yeah. And then the 4th camera was the one that was in my hand, which was only meant to be, for our purposes to kind of throw something together as like this is how we made the show kind of thing. So it will not show in the final product. Yeah. So great.
So next time, just do 1 camera. It's fine.
No, next time because we bought an iMac and we have the ability to do things now, much easier anyway, I should say. It'll be much easier and we won't worry about OBS or any of that crap. So
That's good.
yeah. I know we're running over. So you got anything to say about Wolf Takes a Bite?
I'm excited to see it. Y'all have a few topics on there I'm excited to listen to.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to y'all do it because there's a lot of behind the scenes setup and that I'm just like, I'm done with you guys already. I can't wait to see how it turns out at the end and listen to it.
Yeah, 100%.
Y'all have a really good lineup of topics down there. There's a
agree.
few I have no idea what they are. And then there's quite a bit of I'm like, oh, I've heard of that. Okay. So I'm excited to see where it's going to be.
I'm really excited too. I think we have a great lineup, just like you said. I think me and John are really becoming into our element. The work being put into is a labor of love because obviously we're not making a dime on any of this, but it's been a lot of fun to produce and make. And working with John is both frustrating and rewarding. When it all comes together, it is like, wow, we're good at this. But when you're doing it, it's like, I will rip your teeth out of your skull.
That's basically how it is. Every time I see you guys together, it's like they hate each other the whole time. But then at the end, they're like, oh, we did a good job. I'm like, get it together, guys.
Yeah.
Quit.
But me and John, Wolf Takes a Bite comes out every Wednesdays. Wolf Tall Tales has been undecided as far as the release date goes. Go subscribe to the Wolf Takes a Bite solo channel. Go follow us on the social medias on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wolf Tab Pod. I think that's what it is.
Probably.
Wolf Takes a Bite Pod, it might be.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Devin will put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you to future Devin. Yeah, every Wednesday the podcast comes out so you can listen and or watch on the YouTube / anywhere you listen to podcasts. If season 3 is not out right now, you can go listen to like mine and John's behind the scene thing where we kind of break down what happened in season 1, season 2, and so on and so forth. So I'll see you there.
Bye.
Well, it's not bye. Well, okay, hold on. Well, that's as good as an intro as any. Yeah, on Christmas Eve, we decided to watch Don't Look Up, Netflix exclusive.
It came out Christmas Eve, right?
It sure did.
Opening day, right from our couch. It was great.
We watched that in bed. What are you talking about?
Was it in bed? I don't remember.
I'm glad you're doing the review for the show, or for this movie. All right, so Don't Look Up if you're not familiar. If you haven't watched it,
it's all over the media news right now. Everybody's talking about it.
I'd go watch it.
Had Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
I can never remember that name. Jonah Hill.
And a host of other people.
Yeah, there was like a handful of other people that are, I don't know if they were big names, but I don't know. There's a lot of people in that show.
I mean, look, you see their face and you're like, oh, that guy, or oh, that chick. It's like, yeah, how big does a name get? You know what I mean? Like, that's as big as you need to be.
From the beginning part, the general or whatever, it was the FBI dude, I think is what he was, from CSI that I grew up watching. I saw him, I was like, huh, I remember that guy. Haven't seen him since I watched CSI like 10 years ago.
I don't even know.
Remember the general that made her pay?
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. That guy.
Yeah.
He was like an FBI or a cop of some sort on NCIS. Always worked with the team. He was like their liaison between them and the feds or something like that.
So in this movie, Jennifer
Don't
Lawrence
Look Up.
and Leonardo DiCaprio play scientists, and they find out that they play scientists.
He's an astrologer, right? And then she's training to be one.
Look, they're scientists. It falls under the general field of science.
At the very beginning, you learn their titles very fast. But he's like
Multiple
the actual scientist, and then she's like training to be, or like is getting her doctorate for, or something like that.
Something like that. That's not really important.
No.
Anyway, they find a meteor or an asteroid or whatever the technical term is for a giant rock floating in space, hurtling towards Earth, because it is. And it's like, that's
what they call a planet killer.
A planet killer. That's what they call it. They call it a planet killer.
They're like, we call it a planet killer. I'm like, how many of these have you found? Like, how many disasters have you either stopped or just watched? I need to know. But they were tracking this thing for a little bit, right? And then she just happened to be sitting there when she was watching it beep around the screen or whatever.
I guess. But they go to do a media tour on basically this asteroid that's supposed to destroy the Earth because the president won't help them, who is played by Meryl Streep, and her son in the movie, Jonah Hill, is her advisor or something of that nature.
Chief of staff, I think is what
is
he
that
was,
what it
or
was?
something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he's great. I love Jonah Hill.
Played the role very well.
Yeah, I loved it. But basically, it's a giant farce on the government in general, which I'm always in for. That sounds like a great time.
It was so funny because the whole reason president want to help because president's getting is about to go to like the re-elects or something like that. Basically, she didn't want the votes to go in her favor, and she's like, "Well, telling people the world's gonna get destroyed, not a good look." That's basically what the whole thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and what's also scary about it before it really starts amping up in the comedy and like how stupid like society is. What is really scary is they did mention do you know how many people come in here with doomsday scenarios that are like supposedly actually going to happen? It's like, what if one of those actually what if somebody comes up to the president and come on, man, you know how many times I hear this a day? Come on.
This was 2 hours ago. We already went over the doomsday for the day. That's 11 a.m.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
that's 11 a.m.
It probably does happen a lot. I bet it happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of different ways that could either potentially cause war or end the planet. There's so many different ways that they have to constantly have a meeting pretty much every day about something. Like, oh, this person has nukes now. Oh, this rock might be moving, or somebody's drilling too far. So, there's got to be so many scenarios that they have to deal with.
Yeah,
My question is, how much would the actual president be talked to, or would you actually end up just talking to somebody else?
I don't think there's.
I don't think you'd get a face to face.
I don't think so either. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about how that works, but. I don't know. But anyway, so then they go on. The president wouldn't help them, so they go on a media tour. That blows up in their face.
Yeah, because he's trying to stay cool. The girl loses her mind because she's like, because they go on to the media. They want it to be nice, happy, be warm about it. And she's like, the world's going to end. Why are you still smiling about it? Loses her all this. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, oh, I see. Nobody cares. Nobody cares until they can actually see it in the sky.
Yeah.
At that point, it's too late.
So then eventually Jennifer Lawrence is ostracized because she's screaming on the television telling everybody they're going to die. And Leonardo DiCaprio,
She gets memed.
who is, she gets memed hard. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he's kind of turned into like this media god.
Media puppet, basically.
Oh, 100%. And like he ends up cheating on his wife. And he's like this big charismatic dude. All of a sudden, even though he was having a fucking panic attack before, he was before.
Yeah, he was the normal scientist they usually portray at the beginning, where they're like, I can't talk to people, I can't do it. And all of a sudden at the end, he's like, okay, so.
But then eventually you find out, you know, why did they decide to? Right, so they were gonna blow it up.
Yeah, that's what they were telling him. Like, hey, launch some like nukes at it and either direct it or explode it. That's what they were trying to do, and they finally got him. I don't remember what convinced.
I'm about to tell you because I just went through what you're going through right this second. What? They were about to blow it up. Remember, they were sending that astronaut and a bunch of other rocket ships up.
No,
and then they turned around. And they turned around because old boy, who was a play on Mark Zuckerberg, said, yo, there's like valuable metal.
There's like diamonds on that, bro.
Yeah. And then Jonah Hill was like, oh my God, what if we were all rich? How terrible would that be? Remember?
Like society would do.
Exactly.
No, but I'm trying to remember, what did they do to make the president listen to them? There was a reason. Oh yeah, she got in a lot of heat because she was like sleeping with somebody she wasn't supposed to. It's a porn star. So now her thing is, I'm going to save the planet for you guys so you guys will like me again. Right. I was like, why did they send that up? Because she didn't want to help him at the beginning. Nah. Yeah, it's because she was trying to get the heat off her. She's like, now we're going to save everybody. We need to get this patriot that probably shouldn't have been in a freaking rocket to be the hero and fly to space. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like it's way too true to reality.
It is.
I feel like the entirety of the movie is way too true to reality.
It's, I mean, it's an exaggerated version of it, but I mean...
Your first comment was the phone thing. It like kicked off with that. Like the phone's gonna just feel your heartbeat and stuff and start sending you happy or sad things. Like that's terrifying, but probably pretty accurate.
I've listened to a lot of interesting people talk about this kind of thing, and it is
this kind of tech.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's really scary. Like, because that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to devise. This is a whole other conversation. I'll just summarize it by saying basically what the opening scene where the phones make you feel good and then that makes you addicted to them. They're already doing that. Yeah. They're just going to get more and more advanced because that's the reason we're addicted to it.
More and more accurate.
Yeah. No. Anyway, that's scary and a whole other problem for a whole different generation. Hopefully I'll be dead. I'm already addicted. It's far too late for me.
So what'd you think of the end though?
My heart pressure.
Yeah, this whole movie, like as I'm seeing it at the end, I was like, it's too accurate. Between the way society acts, I don't know a lot about the government. What I could assume would happen with the government seems fairly accurate. They would try to make the money before, I don't know. I don't think they'd let it get, I don't think they'd quite let it get that close before doing it. But it kind of makes sense.
It's exaggerated. Also,
but it's terrifyingly accurate. Especially right there at the end.
As far as like rocks in space, like a good portion of them would have massive amounts of valuable material.
Oh, yeah.
So to stop the one that's headed straight to Earth, I don't know. Just blow that one up and go for a different asteroid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like their plan at the end was to blow it up and bring little pieces in. You should have blown it up when it was much further away.
Yep. And honestly,
it was way too close.
And honestly, I don't even think that's I mean, I don't know anything about anything, but I would assume the best thing to do would be try to knock it off its course into some other direction instead of trying to blow this thing up and letting millions of pieces hopefully burn up in the atmosphere. Hopefully, why don't we just try to nudge it? Because if you get it far, if it's well,
I think that's what they originally wanted them to do, is like put because they could throw nukes at it and it may not blow it up entirely, but it'll push it enough where it swings around us instead of actually hitting us.
I think I
think that was the original plan.
Build some kind of spaceship that would drill in a little bit and then push.
Push?
Yeah.
It's just like literally just pushes it along.
Well, okay, so obviously,
like Wally with the fire extinguisher.
Yes, exactly. But obviously, you would need to move this massive rock very, very far, so you would have to catch it early, because you'd only be able to move it like an inch off its trajectory, per day, let's say, for easy math. So you'd have to catch it in order to miss the Earth, which I don't know if you know, but the Earth is pretty big. So in order to miss the entire Earth, you're gonna have to catch that thing far away. Like we're talking about like out there with Saturn. So I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't really tell us how far. They just told us it was like 6 months out is where it started. I don't know if any of y'all are astronomers or whatever know how far away that would have been from us. Let me know.
Well, it depends on how fast it was moving. I'm
sure they say.
Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, so then they turn it into this whole political thing. Don't look up. Which I wonder what that's a play on. I wonder if that could have anything to do with anything. Actually, it doesn't even need to be that one. It could have just been any political slogan ever.
Oh yeah, any of them.
Yeah,
but yeah. The whole thing is don't look up, because by the time this happens, you can visually see the meteor in the air. So all the scientists are saying, "Hey, look up! It's right there. They're lying to you," type of thing. And all the politicians are like, "Don't look up! They're lying. We got this," type of shit. And then right there at the end, the people in the crowd literally looked up, and they're like, "Oh my god!" It's like, did you actually not look up?
It was
not for months. Did you actually just not look up?
It was a political slogan, but it was a literal thing. Don't look up at the giant impending doom.
It was so dumb. It was funny though.
As always, spoiler alerts. We probably should have said that. I don't know, but
anybody watching the show already knows it's always spoilers.
We should probably put something at the beginning. Like we should record like something we can copy and paste into every episode. Devin, get on that. The moon thing, the asteroid.
It's not the moon. It's an asteroid hurling towards Earth.
That's something else we saw today.
It's going full blown right at us.
It blows up. It blows up the whole damn thing. And
it blows up Earth. It doesn't blow up. They tried to send out these mini things to mine it, break it apart. They all don't work, so it hits Earth.
Yep.
But before it does that, I don't think he's Mark Zuckerberg. I'm going to call him Elon Musk, dude, because that's actually what he seems like.
Yeah, but
that guy and the president, and along with these other old people
who made the film said it was a play on.
But he doesn't make tech, does he?
What do you mean?
That's what
the
this other
metaverse.
That's a website.
Elon Musk makes spaceships and vehicles. This guy made phones. So if anything, he's closest to the Apple guy.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't you see? Elon Musk makes spaceships. The other guy made a spaceship.
Yeah, he made a spaceship. That was his secondary protocol. This doesn't matter. The people who made the film said it was Zuckerberg. The whole thing was that he was supposed to be like robotic, and that's why he didn't really feel anything. And that's people make that joke about Zuckerberg a lot. Too. People make that joke about Zuckerberg a lot. Is that he's a robot?
I thought they say the same thing about Musk.
No, they say Elon is an alien.
Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Never mind them. Yeah.
I mean,
I take back my statement. Then
I'm not right. I'm just saying what the people who made I don't care about any of this.
Anyways, right before it crashes, and they're in NASA trying to like see if their plan worked. Didn't work. It's still gonna kill everybody. Him, the president, along with all these other old, I guess, politicians everywhere, get in a spaceship, go to space, into Cairo sleep, and go to some other Earth-like planet that's somewhere.
I don't know.
It takes them like 250,000, 100,000 years, something like that. It's a crazy long time.
Yeah.
But on the way, like her and Zuckerberg are on a plane going to the spaceship. She calls the scientist dude like, "Hey, we like you. You want to get on there?" And he's like, "No, I'm with my family. I'm gonna die here. I'm not gonna run cowardly like the rest of you all." Basically.
Yeah.
And then it ends on them, all the politicians getting out the spaceship, very much naked, and they die. By getting eaten by something. Yeah. I don't know what he called that.
That was the after credit scene.
Was it?
Yeah. And then there was another after credit scene.
Yeah, we gotta watch this.
Yeah, we missed it, but it's Jonah Hill, and I guess I don't know. He he wakes up under rubble, and he's like, whoa, and like the whole world's blown up. So I don't know how he's alive. And I guess he takes a selfie or something like that, and he's like and subscribe. Like as his final act. What?
That's too funny. I gotta see that.
Anyway, what do you? All right, so I have a problem that I've come across here. I stand by every rating I've ever given food, which was like what, once on the show.
We've rated it a couple times, I think, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But the movie thing, I started real high. I think I gave Free Guy like a 4 or something like that.
Something like that. I think that one deserved a 4 though. That was really good.
That was really high. That's not a whole lot of room to grow on. I can't change it. I'm not saying that.
Eventually, we can watch a movie and change our rating.
No, absolutely not. That's law. That's the other show law. But there is a problem that I'm running into. But I think it's going to fix itself over the course of time and us rating more things. Because I think that this was as good and or better than Free Guy.
Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
What is your official rating then? For Don't Look Up. Look at the camera. Tell them with your better eyes. What is?
Hello. I think I might give. It's hard. I don't know, like a 3.7.
3.7.
Yeah.
Devin's official rating.
Yeah, but I think it was actually. I think Free Guy I think I just gave Free Guy a really high rating.
I think Free Guy deserved the rating though. It was a great movie.
It deserved it at the time.
Yes.
This is the way.
This different show, Devin.
Yeah.
I think I give Don't Look Up a 4.1.
Giving it an average score of
whatever number that math is. I don't know.
I suck at math.
It's probably like 3.9 if I had to guess.
That sounds right.
Either way, I thought it was really good. I also love movies. Maybe I'm a terrible person for this. I love movies where everyone dies in the end.
Me too.
Like, be realistic. Yeah. And they were. I don't know about the whole Jonah Hill thing. I got to rewatch that clip. But at the end, where like all these politicians, like they went to another planet, and then they got eaten by something.
Don't Look Up is realistic.
No, but everyone dying. Like even like them going to another planet, you wouldn't just survive if a random creature came at you and started eating you. You're all like you're all gonna die, and that's exactly what they did.
A whole episode, no,
because they didn't know, because they wouldn't know what kind of creature it was, and like that's very realistic. You wouldn't know what all these things are and how dangerous they are. So I do like that they weren't just nice bunnies running around. Like this thing ate her, literally ate her, swinging her dead, literal. You can see it in the movie around. Just saying.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. And drink your water.
Drink your water. Lots of it. Cold. Room temperature.
Shut up.
Hey, if you enjoyed listening to that episode, you can find more. Just go to graymanmediaco.com and you find all things The Other Show.